Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Leo. So, the Earth has continued its path around the Sun, and we see now behind the Sun the constellation Virgo here in Salvador Dali's deck that I gave Virgo. We see Luca Pacioli. He's a Renaissance teacher and calculating artist, and he has figured out the modern bookkeeping. And so Virgo loves numbers, right? Virgo is the number 9, it's the completion and giving you the light. So then the moon that also has continued its path around the earth, we see now behind it the constellation Leo. And Leo is apparently calling into the soul direction, because now I'm going to the right, the human path, but he's calling into the soul path. And it's very interesting because the human path is that I'm going again to the full moon, because your last reading we had now sun and new moon in Leo. And there you were deep in the dark, you were deep down with yourself as a soul. You actually had a 10 times 1 portal, and you are now calling literally Virgo to help you in going out into the light again. So this is what I kind of see for today, right? So today, this moment exists only once a year, where Sun in Virgo and Moon in Leo is now giving the tone to this reading. The yoga position for Virgo is Tadasana. I'm back in the mountain. The past and the future is looking at itself in the present moment. And for you, of course, I gave you the lion's breath and Simhasana. You are where the crossing is of the 8, the breath, the inhale and the exhale, where we notice everything comes and goes. There is a positive and a negative. Ruled by the sun, right? And you are the 5th house of fun and passion. Ruled by Mercury, the information comes here. Mercury is by Friday, when Virgo has its new moon, going direct again. And since Monday, Venus is direct again as well, because we had 7 planets that were in retrograde, that went backwards. And so here we have Virgo giving you information about your health, right? The body part with Virgo is the digestive tract, and with you it's of course the heart, the lion heart here, right? And so this is a moment to really see what is Virgo wanting to tell you through her numbers. And I have Virgo as a major arcana, but I'm the Queen of Swords, and I love numbers. I do the reading really with the numbers, and so that's how I understand now through Luca Pacioli why I'm so fascinated with numbers. Your court card is the King of Wands. If your birthday is between July 13 and August 12, then he is your court card. As you can see, he has the heart glowing, he has the sun around his head, he has the beard, he has the wisdom, he is the master, right? And so yeah, if you feel connected with that card, then great. If not, look in the description. I have listed all the cards that I'm using, and of course the cards that I'm using here in this reading. So, Sun and New Moon in Leo, the message was 10 times 1 portal. The one and only heart you have will guide you home. And that's what it did, right? The guiding home was left reading. I do left readings. I do readings to the left, which is to the new moon, and I do now the reading to the right, which is to the full moon. So for 6 months you get readings to the right, and for 6 months you get readings to the left, because left is soul and right is human. And the human needs to go as far out as Aquarius, because that's your opposite sign. That's going to give you the light at your full moon. And this is where you realize, wow, I'm really out there. And the furthest out, the more you have learned to integrate the opposite. Good. And then on the position of the call, the number 20, I'm going to pick the Lifruma Healing Oracle. Here we have the rune alphabet embedded in the tarot. And we're going to see what the overall message is, or what is the calling, right? It's a calling. It's like there is something today that is through Virgo wanting to come to you. And it's the number 69, awaken, originate. Here is the rune letter. And you can stop the video and enlarge it and read it yourself and take your time and meditate on it and really feel what this card is wanting to tell you. They're really beautiful. This is my latest deck that I purchased, but I'm going to read it to you now. Day slides to night and back to day as we slumber and glide through clouds of gray. Wake up. So much room for yawning, sprawling, gloomy, slow, pointless, lifeless moments in time we call living. Wake up, fall down and stumble, trip yourself up and look around. Wake up, smash your way out of the illusion and wake up. See the soft rays of the sun that shine on the living. Midgard, awaken. Well, it's 69. So we have the 6, which is the lovers, and the 9, which is the hermit, the calculating master, who up in the mountain again finds that he is all he is looking for. And that's the completion, finding yourself in your own true love, right? Being with yourself. And so the 69 and the 20 creates then an 89. And then the 89 is the 8 that you are, the infinite you. So Virgo is bringing the 9, bringing the completion to you. And what's left of the 89 is then, when we calculated 89 together, is the 17, is the age of Aquarius, right? Is Aquarius that is opposite of you. And so that's when you are gonna wake up, right? When you have your full moon again. Right now you're in a deep slumber. You were in the new moon. Sun and new moon in your sign, you were like going back deep within again, back to your soul, and now the path goes out again, right? And so here the originate, right? It's just like germinate. You kind of like something is brewing deep inside of you, and we're gonna look what's here talking to you. All right, on the position of the Fool comes that foolish idea, that crazy idea, and this idea is connected with the constellation Saturn in Pisces. And that's the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups is now with the 0 creating an 80. Here you are awakening, right? And this is the 89 when I calculate it together with the call. So you are awakening through Virgo right now, and you're calling out into the soul that, yes, I am moving on from certain emotional things that do not work for me anymore, right? Leaving something good for the growth of the higher self. So you are leaving something that you can continue your growth cycle, and that is, of course, to the human path, right, to the full moon, and you are shouting that into the soul path that you have arrived and you are good, that you had the 10 times 1 portal, a completion there as well. The one and only heart you have will guide you home. And so now you have found the strength deep within you. An 8-8 portal is giving you the help to say, well, now I'm ready. I'm really ready. And this is the call, right, of the 20 with the origin that you have awakened, that you have said, okay, here I am. I am having the 89, which is the 17, which is the 8 left. And so, of course, the 8 is saying, well, now move forward. On the position then of the magician comes that inspiration the magician has, right? The magician is the number 1. And we get here the soul retrieval, the number 49. So there is a 9 in the 49. The 9 of Virgo talking to you, giving you the light, helping you. The Virgo that you are shouting at. It's almost like you're saying, Virgo, where are you? I have a Leo friend, and so maybe she's calling me. I have to call her. Here, the soul retrieval is exactly where you're going deeper into, right? Leaving something good for the higher self is the only thing worth leaving. Something good is for the soul. And so you see the butterfly hanging here on this little cocoon. And the 4 is the emperor, is that initiative thought or action, is that initiative action that we take to become complete. And so the 49 calculated together, we get the 13, and the 13 is death through transformation. And then the 4 is left. Now if I add the 1, I have the 50, the 5, the clear 5-0, the 5 senses, the Hierophant, the spiritual teaching is coming to you, and you are listening to it, and you are taking that path deep within, and you are clearing and cleansing yourself. On the position of the High Priestess comes Capricorn, the devil. Sometimes we bound to certain negative actions out of our childhood, but the intuition is letting you know when you calculate the 15 and the 2, you get a 17 again. And the 17 is Aquarius, the age of Aquarius that is upon us. Next year, Pluto, right? Pluto of transformation and death. The 13 here is going into Aquarius for 20 years. That's why I'm using 20 as the call. What is the call, right? That Aquarius is already bringing to you, because right now Pluto is still in Capricorn until next year. It's going back and forth and is teasing with us a little bit here, right? As we're like attached to certain things and then we're detached again, because Aquarius is an air sign and Capricorn is an earth sign, and so it's kind of like, well, I need the earth, I need the cocoon, but then I have wings and I can fly and I can be free. So the 17 creates an 8, and here you have then, of course, the 8 again with here this combination, right? And so use your intuition to not get attached to any social status, to any financial, attachments, and then you're okay, right? And you can handle it because the 8 is coming out of that. Then on the position of the Empress comes the World, and you can see the World is the 21. The 21 is the High Priestess, and the Magician together creates the 3. And then we have the 3 portal on the position of the Empress. So the Empress is coming to you strongly, because here we have Taurus, here we have Leo, we have Scorpio, and here we have Aquarius, which is opposite of you. That's when you get the light at your full moon. And so the 3-3 is 2 times 3. Learn to understand that you awaken and can create whatever it is that you want to create in this earth. And she is looking over into this card and she's like, I do not want to be attached, even though sometimes certain attachments are natural, right? Because it's the earth symbol. We need the earth to do what we do here. And so you have a 0 and you have the 1, the 10, right? The 10 times 1 portal from last time, where the one and only heart you have will guide you home, was the message. So you are listening to that and you can see how she's looking into the soul path, but her body is bringing her out again to the full moon. And this is what the Empress does. She is the one that gives birth to everything. So here a portal right away that is giving you power to create in this planet. Then on the position of the Strength card comes here the 2 of Swords, and that is connected with the constellation Moon in Libra. So deep within you, you're searching for a peacefulness, for like a mindfulness, because that's the duality that we're working with. She has 2 birds, one up, one below. She's dancing though with the duality because it is a dance. The duality is what you have here as the 8, as one circle above you and one circle where you're in it. Here you are physically in it, and here you are mentally in it. And this is what's coming to you through the 2 of Swords, right? And in the next reading we have then Sun in Libra, which is then an air sign. So the 8 and the 2 creates a 10, a completion, a 1 portal, a 1 and a 0. And you are recognizing something profound here. You gaining strength, because this is where you're gaining strength from deep within, from an understanding that the soul retrieval has given you enormous power, and that power, you can dance with it now. Then on the position of the King of Fire comes the Queen of Fire. She is Aries. And here in this reading, I feel that she is coming through here, this card, right? The 4 in the 49. This stability that we gain when we recognize that the earth, that the 4 elements that the magician is working with is coming to you through now a mental deep connection, because Aries is I have now this idea and I will purchase that idea, and she has the candle and you have the heart. And so there is a union happening between masculine and feminine, if it's not an Aries sign, because Virgo is the one that creates a union deep within itself with the past and the future. And this is what Virgo is wanting to tell you. She's saying, or he's saying, right, love yourself to that extent that you are now deep within united as a masculine and a feminine force. And that's the dance that you can see here on the 2 of Swords. Here it's a mental idea that you are taking, that you are then putting out into the world, and then it has come as a physical energy to you. On the position of Virgo, the Hermit, comes here the 9, the door, a secret door, right? And of course with Luca Pacioli, you can see here Salvador Dali's Hermit is a person. Here in this deck, the Good Tarot, we have a door with keys on it, and you get the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands is Sun in Aries, and you have the Aries personality here, right? And so Sun in Aries is saying, well, then you go out and you create something really important, because the 9 and the 3 creates a 12, and that's all 12 zodiac signs, and then again a 3. And so there's a 3-3 portal here talking to you, saying, well, Virgo is wanting you to know that she has already somehow talked to you here through this 3-3 portal. So there's a 3-3 portal framing you right? On the position here of you are the 5th zodiac sign, and Aries is the 1st zodiac sign, so it's the 6th, and that's the 6 in the awaken, the originate, the 6 of self-love, of the lovers, right? That's Gemini. And when we really love ourselves, bring the masculine and the feminine together, we're just happy with who we are and who we have become, and we can manifest out of that really purely and amazingly. Then on the position of the moon, which is in your sign, right, comes here the root girl, the disowned self, the number 46, the 4 again, that was here in the soul retrieval, which is connected with the emperor, also the 4 elements. You are understanding that the work that we do with the 4 elements, the 4 directions, right, the shamanic path that we're taking, when we stand in the 4, we become the number 5. And the 5 was here through the 5 in the 15 of Capricorn, the social status, right? So recognize that you want to understand that the disowned self is speaking to you through the 6, through the love, the self-love, the lovers, and that creates then a 10. And the 10 is a new cycle that you can begin. Now, here the moon is the card number 18. We calculated together the 9, and 10 and 9 is 19, is the sun. The sun is ruling you. The sun is your planet. If it's a planet, it's a star, right? The sun is a star that is bringing you the light, it's bringing you the clarity, but now it's bringing you clarity in the subconscious, in that part that says, well, my self is disowned. And on the position of the moon came here the 2 of swords, right? And so the 10 and the 2 creates again a 12, and then a 3. The 3 is left. So you have a 3 portal, right? You have the 3 here through the world, and you have the 3 here, and then here, then calculated together, you get a 3 as well. So recognize that the disowned self is now coming up through the dance of duality, through the dance of that the 2 come together. And when you dance, you're in the flow of consciousness, and that's the new one, right? And so here you give birth to a new you in this also 3 portal, 3, and then with, of course, the 2 of air, we get the 12, and we get another 3, right, in combination. Then on the position of the sun comes the rain. And the rain is the card number 35, which creates an 8. The 3, the Empress, and the 5, the Hierophant, creates the 8. And the 8 again is the strength that you need to make something grow. So you've been in the roots, you've been deep down, you've been through the new moon, right? The one and only heart you have that will guide you home. You were deep down in your roots, and now it's time to grow out again to the full moon, and the sun is calling you, the warmth, the rain, all the things that make something grow again. And so you gain clarity in saying, well, now I'm going again 6 months towards my full moon, when the sun is in Aquarius and giving me the light, and I've gone out to the most opposite, and that's where the plant grows. It grows up into the light, and it doesn't know how far into the light it can grow, right? For us, it's kind of like the full moon is that culmination, is that moment of like, wow, that's it. Now I go back to my new moon again. And so recognize that, right? So there comes a clarity with the 10 and the 8. That's the 18. Giving you an understanding back to this moment that you were in the roots, right? The 18, because the moon is the 18, and then you get a 9 here. And so recognize that you are ready to grow out and really be who you're supposed to be, because on the position of the world, which came up on the Empress, right? You have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Sun in Virgo. And so Virgo is talking to you directly, the Hermit is talking to you, the Three of Wands is talking to you, is saying, well, continue working on what you're working, become really good, because that's what Virgo does, right? Then you get the key to mastery and the door opens by itself. Then you see that everything has a mystical meaning to it, that you grow out from Leo to Aquarius, and the world will feel what you are doing because you inspire others by your actions, and you can see that something is really, really deeply now wanting to be seen. Right now you need to show the craft, the work that you have done, because why would you walk away from something that is already really good to not actually even get better? And that's the higher self, right? That is calling you, that is saying, well, you are continuing your path because you have an 888 portal here now. And of course with you, right, you recognize, but this card didn't come up, so it's only 3 times the 8, right? And you recognize now, okay, why you did shout at Virgo, because you want to tell Virgo, I'm working on myself. I am working on myself to now grow into the light, to be strong. And maybe now on Virgo's new moon, which is on Friday, you're going to recognize something very profound, right? Because that's why you got the root girl. The disowned self will then understand that you are really deeply working on yourself, and that you have come to a circle, right? That you have come to an inner knowing, because actually you have all 4 elements here. You have the swords, you have the wands, you have the cups, and you have the pentacles, right? And if I calculate them all together, you have 2 swords and 3 wands, that's 5. And you have the 8, that's 16, that's the 21. Oh my God, that's the world. You have the world. And now we know why you have the world on the position of the Empress, right? You are creating, you are making this world a better place by just continuously working for your higher self and being there of service. And what a beautiful service you giving to us. Beautiful. And so, yeah, you are now originate, right? You are awakening. You are awakening because you're awakening that you have a seed deep within you. You want to become a master in what you're doing. And so this card is very clearly helping you to awaken and to go towards your full moon again, to grow into the age of Aquarius. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because Libra has come. That's when the Earth turns and we see behind the Sun the constellation Libra. And we're going to see how you dancing with your mind. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.